Remember these? Well, this is not just any VHS tape. This is sealed. And today we're going to turn this into this. I've recently gone down this rabbit hole of collecting sealed VHS. If you can think back to the 80s and 90s and someone went to the store and picked up a VHS tape and brought it home, why would they ever not open it up and watch it? That's what makes sealed VHS all the more rare. And for certain titles that have been preserved still in good condition, they can command a pretty high premium. Just like trading cards or sealed video games, you can also get VHS graded to increase that condition rarity. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be sending off my very first submission to CGC. So I'm excited to show you some of the tapes that I'll be sending off today, which include some of my favorite movies of all time. And at the end, we will actually be unveiling the grades that they actually got. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into it. Now guys, I don't know what it is, but something about this really hits for me. I don't know, it's been so long since I feel like I've held a VHS. You know, when I first got my first couple in the mail, like, I don't know, something about it. It just feels very familiar, very nostalgic. And, you know, obviously I've held DVDs, I've held Blu-rays in the last couple years, but it's been so long since I've held even just a regular VHS tape, not even the clamshell, which are like the bigger type. So yeah guys, I haven't been this excited about something in quite a long time, so I'm really excited to walk you through each of the tapes that I am going to be sending off for grading, and talk a little bit about each of these particular ones. But man guys, this is, I don't know, I mean, this is obviously a mixture of my love for Pokemon, but then also just my love for movies in general. Like, I've always just loved movies. I've loved a good story, and I do have very fond memories of going with my dad to Blockbuster on a Friday night and picking up something to watch for the weekend. And yeah, just not knowing exactly what you're going there to get, but and just seeing all the titles. And oftentimes my dad would recommend a movie that I would probably not pick myself, but you know, as a kid, of course, I'm going after the cartoons and that sort of thing. But he would, you know, sometimes pick for us something from like the 80s or the early 90s, and we'd watch it together. And yeah, I found out about a lot of really great movies that way. So first of all, I did want to send some Pokemon ones because I just yeah, I feel like it's a natural fit here, and this is probably my favorite one that we're sending here. I just really like the art on the front, as you've been seeing. But this is a pretty clean copy of this one. If I remember, I think that there were a couple episodes, like I think there's one where Ash gets beaten by Sabrina, and then they have to go and get the ghost type Pokemon. So that's a separate episode, and then they go back to beat Sabrina. So I think that those couple episodes are probably contained in this tape right here. Yeah, but just looking on all sides, like, you know, I'm obviously going to use this as an experiment to learn exactly how they grade these, like what type of stuff they look for. But you know, I know one thing that they grade on, at least somewhat, is the seal of the wrapper. As you can see, this is completely sealed, and this one is honestly a really great copy. Like, I don't think there are any holes in it that are not supposed to be there. Now you will notice that there actually are holes here on the front, but those are actually kind of supposed to be there. I think they're there to just keep it from probably from bunching up or getting like air pockets of air in there. So that's fairly common. You'll see those. You can see a couple on the back as well. There's one right there, and they're usually like in a line, so that's kind of how you know that they're supposed to be there. Yeah, but I mean, they're gonna be looking primarily, though, I think from my understanding, at the actual box itself, looking at the corners, make sure there's no like major dings. And honestly, these ones look pretty good. Like, you know, this one's a little bit bent in, not too bad though. We'll see exactly if they dock you on anything like that. But yeah, the top here, really sharp corners, nothing, no like you would see like whitening essentially on the corners if there was anything major going on there. Yeah, I'm not sure though how harshly they grade based on the seal or the wrapping, but we will find out. But I feel like this one has a really solid chance. And then of course the other thing that they're going to be looking for is this a legit copy, or is this like a reseal? You know, believe it or not, you can find resealed VHS, and you wouldn't think like you think like, why would they ever reseal a VHS? Well, it's not necessarily because they're trying to fake it to sell it to you. It's probably because someone maybe returned it to the store and they rewrapped it, and maybe it's a pre-viewed or previously viewed video. So that's a possibility. But yeah, when that's the case, there are several factors that you won't see in a resealed box, and one thing will be a little basically this unique wrapping here. You're not going to find it on every single VHS, but certain companies will wrap it in a certain way, and there's basically like this wrap across. Sometimes it's horizontal, sometimes it's vertical, but that's kind of a clear indication that this is the original factory seal. And then the other one is actually probably my favorite part about sealed VHS, which is the watermarks. So this one for Pokemon has these Pioneer watermarks that's kind of on the plastic itself. I think it might actually be printed on the inside of it, because as I've gone back and kind of cleaned some of these, I've tried just testing putting something over this, and it didn't seem to wipe off. So I think that that's printed on the other side, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not positive about that. So yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this one in particular. I don't know if I'll be reselling that one or keeping it for the collection, because I think it's a really cool artwork. But let's keep things going. We've spent enough time on that one. Let's look at the next one here. We got Pikachu Party. I do remember this episode. I feel like I even watched it probably within the last year or so with my kids. And this has another couple episodes. You can see the cycling road on there. I guess it must have like the Duplica and Ditto episode as well. But anyway, this one may be one of our weakest copies that we're sending today, but real quick, you can see again it has that horizontal seal right here. That's very common. You will see like little air holes. Now this one does have, you know, definitely some whitening on the corners, so that's a big factor that may dock this one. This one may be a weaker grade, but I'm just curious to see how much they dock for stuff like that, because overall it's still not a bad copy. I will say this one does unfortunately have a tear in the plastic right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's possible that it was an air hole, although it probably wasn't, because I see that the line of air holes right here. Yeah, so that one is a legit probably damage to the plastic, and you also notice some, you know, scratching on the plastic as well, especially right here. Again, I don't know how well you can see that in the light. It's kind of like right here. It's like a little like upside down V. Yeah, so again, this is all for science. We'll be able to get a better idea about how harshly they grade different things, but I'm hoping to at least get a 9 on this one. It probably won't get higher than that, I would think, but yeah, you can see the watermarks again on the bottom for Pioneer, which is obviously the distribution company, or the distribution company, as it says right there. So you'll see different watermarks for these different movies, but Pioneer is the one you'll see consistently for the Pokemon. So in our third one, and our final one, is Jigglypuff Pop, which is kind of a cool one. Obviously, I feel like those episodes where Jigglypuff shows up and makes everybody fall asleep is a little bit iconic in the anime. I also liked, though, that it had all the 3 starters and Pikachu on there. And then it's also cool, and you'll see this with a lot of VHS, is they have these different promotional stickers on them, and some of them are just really cool, like this one. You have free Pokemon mini comic inside, and you can kind of almost feel like it's a little bit like bow to the top, because that must be kind of on the top here. Yeah, but this is another, I think, very clean copy. And guys, this is one that I actually did remove some other stickers from, because oftentimes you do have stickers that are just not as attractive. Like, some people like them, some people like the pricing stickers. They're usually put on by the retailer like Walmart or Target. But yeah, I believe I did remove some stickers from this box, and there's a process to do that. You can look it up on YouTube. It's very interesting, but yeah, we figured it out, and yeah, I think it looks all the better for it, because other than that, like, yeah, this is a really solid copy. Again, you see the Pioneer watermarks at the bottom. I feel like some really sharp corners. Oh, and one more thing that I'll note is actually this one had like a pen mark on it, which is kind of funny actually, because as you can see, there's pen marks on, you know, each of the characters from when everybody gets put to sleep by Jigglypuff's song. So, but ironically, there was like a blue pen mark at 2 separate spots on here, but using kind of the same method that I did to clean it and get the stickers off, I was able to actually rub the pen off, which I was very happy about. I didn't know if it would come off. That was the biggest issue with this tape right here. Now guys, if this interests you at all, I will definitely be doing some more submissions of some VHS, so make sure you subscribe below so you don't miss those in the future. But moving right along, we have another cool one here. I think that's it for our Pokemon ones, but I found this cool Dragon Ball Z one, and I kind of wanted to find one with Goku on it. And I'll be honest guys, I didn't really watch much of the Dragon Ball Z anime. I've always kind of respected it from afar. I probably wasn't even allowed to watch it. That's probably why I didn't as a kid, but I've always thought it was a cool design for the show and everything. And anyway, I figured we'd give this a shot, see if there's any Dragon Ball Z VHS collectors out there. I thought this was a nice one, but this one, I'm trying to think, this one is not put out by Pioneer or any major company. You can see that it actually has the Funimation logo on there, which I'm pretty sure they're the ones that did the dubs for a lot of the animes, including One Piece. And so this was distributed by them, and it doesn't seem to have a lot of those clear indicators like we saw before, like the watermark. There's no watermark, and there's no similar like vertical or horizontal seal. However, there are some air holes in there, which may possibly indicate that it's, you know, put out by a legit company. But from what I've done, what I've seen and what I've researched, it doesn't seem like these Funimation tapes had those features. So yeah, we'll just send it off. You never know, maybe they'll tell me it's not authentic, but it seems like a legit copy, and a very clean copy as well. Really sharp corners, really nothing crazy going on here. You know, a little bit of bunching going on the wrap, but I don't think that that's a huge issue from what I can tell. We'll see what they say as far as the seal grade though. And then next up, honestly, I'm surprised to find in some of my research what movies still actually came out in VHS. But you know, Harry Potter was one of them. Actually, the first, I think, three movies were put out in VHS. Now guys, this is actually the second copy I've picked up of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, because the first one I picked up, when I got it, I actually noticed that it ended up not having any watermarks, and it did seem like it was actually resealed. It also had some damage as well, but it did not have this horizontal seal as you can see on this copy, and so I ended up sending that one back. But this one does appear to be legit. As you can see, it's got the watermarks on the bottom. Really cool copy of this. I'm definitely a big fan of the Harry Potter movies. I've read a couple of the books, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to get this one graded. All right, and next up, we have another really cool one. We have Sam Raimi's Spider-Man featuring Tobey Maguire. Yeah, this actually was my very first PG-13 movie I ever went to see in the theater. And ironically, my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, got to go at the same time. I don't know how that works, but anyway, this is a cool tape, and one that, again, I wouldn't have thought that this even had a VHS for, but I guess it was still kind of in that transition period. Again, this seems like a pretty clean copy. We'll take a look at each of the corners. I mean, yeah, the top corners look fantastic. I think this corner is the only real issue, like a little bit of whitening going on there, a little bit bent in here, same here. I mean, that's gonna happen. Like the tape itself is kind of curved, and so that's just gonna happen. This was another one that I did have to remove some stickers from, but as you can see, I did leave on this sticker right here because, again, it just matches so well with the design. And not only, you know, does it look cool, but it can also help, I think, in authenticating it as far as what release it was. And also, I mean, for this one, almost all of them have this particular one for the music video hero. But yeah, it's a pretty cool feature for these Spider-Man copies. And I will say that there are a couple grading companies who grade VHS. So obviously CGC being one of them that we're going to send to. BGS does as well, although after watching a video by my friend Connor, Rock Pokemon, he had a kind of a rough experience with them. It kind of made me lose a little bit of faith in them. As much as I love Beckett for grading Pokemon cards, yeah, I'm just not too sure about them. And also they just seem to grade super hard. Like they seem to hand out 8.5s like candy. So anyway, there's Beckett, and then another really popular one that's been popular for a while is IGS. But the weird thing is IGS, it seems like they may have closed their doors. It seems like they may have gone out of business or something like that. Nobody seems to really know, but if you do a search on eBay for graded VHS, you'll see a lot of IGS, and I think it was a very popular choice for a long time. And if you look at sold listings, there's actually an IGS copy of Spider-Man that went for quite a lot. Yeah, I just wanted to pull it up here so I could tell you exactly what it was, but yeah, you'll see here that this IGS copy, again, if we click on it, has 9 for the case and 9 for the seals, kind of the way they graded it. This one sold for $8,000. So guys, people are paying good money for VHS. Now, it's not always this much though, so honestly, I cannot quite figure out why this one went for as high as it did, but from what I can tell, I mean, I got a copy that has a lot of similar features to this. Obviously, it has the front sticker. I think it's a pretty clean copy, but we'll find out about that. And then you also notice that it has these blue watermarks right here. So that is very common for these, but it's you will find copies of this that don't have that. But I love this one in particular. I purchased this one because I feel like it has some really thick blue watermarks here. I think this is the Columbia Pictures watermark. So, or it might be Sony. Well, I'll have to confirm that. Either way, I thought that those look really cool, and yeah, I just like the watermarks on a lot of these. Well guys, we're getting down to two of my favorites here. These will definitely be a part of the personal collection if they grade well, at least. So we have my favorite of the Indiana Jones movies, and definitely probably a top 10 favorite movie, maybe even top 5. We have The Last Crusade. I just love Sean Connery's performance in this on top of Harrison Ford. I just feel like Sean Connery adds like that comedic element to this one. It's so good. Anyway guys, we found this one, which appears to be the first print of it, and that's the thing you'll find out about these as well, is that people, the more desirable VHSs that get graded and that are sealed are going to be your older prints, especially the first ones. Sometimes even the second ones can command decent value. So this one, you can kind of tell by the copyright at the bottom, it says 1989. And oftentimes for a lot of these VHSs, you'll find 2 copyright dates, because you have a copyright for when the movie itself came out, but then also for when the VHS came out. It'll basically be the copyright for the box art. And so from what I can tell, this is the first print, because you do see probably the movie copyright down there. And then at the top, you also see another copyright date, 1989. So usually the dates, if it's a first print, the dates are going to be within the same year or probably a year apart. If it came out one year, it may the VHS may have come out the year right after that. So anyway guys, another really solid copy of this. Yeah, I really like the top here, and once again, I love the watermarks on this one. These ones are really cool. Got the Paramount home video watermarks, and they're yellow, which kind of matches a lot of the wording on there. So really excited about this copy. I think this one has a chance to do really well, but like I said, we'll see guys. Well guys, and last but not least, you probably have eyed it over here, but this is the one I am definitely most excited about. I'm going to be grading my first Star Wars VHS, The Empire Strikes Back, and this one is not just any copy. This is, I believe, the second print of this movie. This movie is not necessarily extremely hard to find in a sealed condition, but to find this particular copy is a little bit harder. So the main indicators is going to be, first of all, that it actually has the red CBS Fox video on the spine here. And there was kind of a transition, I guess, where they were CBS Fox, and then I think they switched over to 20th Century Fox. And you'll also notice that it's got these cool blue CBS Fox watermarks down here. Again, they're very, very clear. I really love that. But you'll see that this one, the date at the bottom, this did not come out in 1990 as far as the movie, but it does say 1990 down at the bottom. And that is indicating that this is when the VHS was released. And so there is an older version of it. I think there's just one older version of this, and that one looks quite unique as well. It's very distinguishable. But this one is also still a fairly old copy. A lot of the ones you'll find, I believe, are from 92, if I'm not mistaken. And another thing I'll say too, I've actually seen some copies that have the 1990 copyright date, but they don't have the CBS Fox watermarks. They actually have the Fox watermarks. So I'm pretty sure that the CBS Fox ones are a little bit more unique in that way, but they probably are technically from the same print run, I would guess. But anyway, guys, I feel very fortunate to have come across this copy. Of course, we're gonna have to get all of the original trilogy as time goes along, but I'm super excited about this. I hope it does well, because this will definitely live in my collection. But stay tuned, because we're about to time jump and see exactly what we got on our grades. We got it. Well, as you can see, guys, that box is a beast. But man, we have our first one here. We're just gonna pull them out, I guess, one by one, and I guess we can turn around and reveal it that way. But we got one I'm very excited about. This one is definitely for the personal collection right here. We have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. All right, guys, man, I just don't know what to expect. But man, it's the first time I'm holding this, and feels pretty good. Feels pretty nice. All right, let's see what we got on our Indiana Jones. We got a 9.4. Okay, pretty solid. I'd say that is not bad at all. I mean, anything above a 9 I think is pretty solid. Let's see what we got here on the label. We got the V overlap, and the seal is a A+. Very nice. Yeah, and one thing I'm going to be trying to pay attention to is, I'm just curious to know how much the seal factors into the overall grade. So we'll have to track that. I kind of don't know, is that a separate grade unto itself, or is that the is that one of the factors, sort of like a subgrade? But anyway, you can see some of the details on the back here. Got a nice QR code. I'll have to see what that does later. I don't know if that actually shows you like pop reports and stuff like that. Probably not, but again, this one has the yellow watermarks. Of course, I don't need to go over all that again. It's been a while since I've seen these, but you guys will have just seen those details. Very cool, very cool. I'm not mad about it. Now, I do remember this was probably one of our best ones, if I remember correctly, so I don't know, we may get some lower grades for some of this stuff, but all right, let's pull out the next one. And our next one is Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Nice blue watermarks on there. Let's pull it out here and see what we got. You can see the stuff on the top there. We got, a 9.4 on that one as well. Let's go. That's awesome. I'm honestly not sure if I want to keep this one or not, because I don't know, I just think it's a really cool one. I found it seems like it's a fairly common one. I've seen a lot of these out there, but I did specifically look for one with this really thick blue stamp on the back. Nice. We got V overlap is the name of basically this on the back, the vertical seam on the back. And then we did get another A+. Very, very nice. All right, we got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This one is cool. I do love this one because on the front it does feature like an actual artwork, not just a photograph. They kind of stopped doing that, I think, even with the second movie, but all right, you can see the details on the top there. What do we have? Oh, wow. We got a 9.6. That is really good. That's awesome. That one also got an A+ seal. It shows that it has the H overlap. Again, this is the horizontal version of that. I probably didn't know that when I was opening these the first time or showing these the first time. That is really solid. All right, maybe someday, I don't know if I'll keep one of these, but I don't know, some of these I'll definitely have to resell to kind of recoup some of the costs. So yeah, some of these are for the PC, some of them are to resell. So go check out my eBay account, link in the description below if you're interested in any of these. All right, I can see from the top that one of those is the Empire Strikes Back, but I gotta wait, that's gotta be the last one. We gotta save the best for last. All right, well, we got another cool one here. Shout out to my friend Pikachu, who I know is a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I kind of thought of him when I was thinking about grading this. You never know, maybe he'll be interested, or someone will be interested in one of these anime cons that I'm vending at. All right, so you can see the stuff at the top. So this one came out in '99, or it came out in 1989, but the tape was released in '99. Okay, let's see. Well, and one thing I'll mention, because I think I was a little unsure about if they were going to grade this one at all, because it didn't have any watermarks on it. It doesn't seem to have any regular, what do you call it? Any seals. Like, it doesn't have like the H or the V overlap like the other ones did. So anyway, let's see what we got for this one. With the 9.4, really solid again. RTB. Not sure what that means. Ooh, but this one got an A++ seal. Interesting. That's very interesting. So that leads me to believe, again, I could be wrong, but that would make me think that the seal maybe doesn't factor in as much, unless that just means that, like, I mean, this does have a couple like dented corners, so maybe the ++ seal brought it up a couple grades because of that. Maybe if it was just a, you know, if it wasn't sealed as well, maybe it would have gotten 0.2 or just a 9.0. I'm not sure, but man, really happy with these. All right, this one I have high hopes for. This one is the one with the Gengar on the front. This one I'm really tempted to keep. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe we'll have to grade a couple so I can keep one. I just think this one was a really cool looking one. You can see the stuff at the top. All right, what do we have? I think it's Psychic Surprise. What is this one? 9.4. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. I thought that this one could have done a little bit better than that, but I'm not mad about it. 9.4 is pretty great. I don't love that there's a little bit of like, I don't know, you can kind of almost see like a little bit of smudging on the inside. I hate when that happens. That happens with some of my Beckett slabs sometimes, and yeah, it's annoying because you can't really do anything about it. And again, that was probably the best one I thought that we had sent off. So I don't know, maybe we'll get a little bit worse grade on these, but what is this one? I can't remember what this one is called off the top of my head. And we got a 9.4. Wow, on a Pikachu party. Man, I'm actually a little surprised about that. Again, this one does have the little bit of a break in the seal, but that one still got an A+ seal. Very surprising. Definitely not mad about it. Yeah, again, this definitely has some issues with the seal. Like, there's a little bit of scratching. There's that little break, which is a small break, but all right, let's go. All right, second to last one. And by the way, these do stand up very nicely, which is pretty cool to see. That's kind of what you want, to be able to display them. All right, looks like we got the Pikachu, or not Pikachu, the Jigglypuff one. This one has, I think, the cool sticker on the front for, I think it was like a comic book inside. Yep, and it even says mini comic sticker. Really cool. What do we got? 9.4. Okay. I haven't got anything lower than 9.4 so far, so I'm definitely really excited about that. That's really good. Yeah, that was cool. I just love little features like that. Again, I love the seals, which again, you can see the Pioneer seal still on the bottom. If I can focus, there we go. And they do notate it on the top here. They just kind of give little notes about the different editions, which it's not really, they don't really give it like a name. They just kind of give it little descriptions like that. All right, let's go. All right, but now for the moment of truth, last but not least, this is one that may live in my personal collection because I just really love this edition of the Star Wars tapes, again with the CBS Fox watermark on there. Yeah, we'll probably grade some more of these though, so we'll eventually sell some. Maybe we'll keep the higher grades, or depending on how much they go for, maybe we'll have to keep a lower grade. I don't know. But guys, for our final CGC graded VHS, what do we have for Star Wars Empire Strikes Back? A 9.4. Let's go. All right. Hey, they handed out 9.4s like candy. We did get one 9.6, but man, this is solid. That looks really pretty. That looks really good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this enjoyable. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. I do actually have another sub already out, so yeah, you can be looking forward to that in the future. But yeah, let me know if you want to see more of these, and if so, we'll keep doing it. Please like, subscribe, and check out one of our other videos here on screen next. Lastly, I want to let you know that no matter what you're going through, you are not alone. God is with you, and He loves you, and we do too. I'll catch you next time.